3 months. I'm just telling you.
Okay, well, let's take it to trial, whatever. Let's do what we got to do.
No, don't tell me, okay, let's take it to trial. Do not play with me like that.
Yes, sir.
Good answer. I mean, you can laugh about it or not, but the burden's on you guys. Tell you something, Mr. Montgomery.
Excuse me, I can't.
No, you'll hear me. So I'd suggest that you watch after I say something what comes out of your mouth. You're going to feel the full wrath of this robe come down on you, and I don't want to do that.
These two walked into court genuinely believing they cracked the legal code because their car broke again 2 years after a repair. The woman here is arguing like time doesn't exist. She's convinced a mechanic owes her forever because a part eventually failed. Her partner sits there sighing and rolling his eyes like the judge personally inconvenienced him by existing. And you can see the judge slowly realizing this isn't a misunderstanding. It's just illusion with paperwork. Let me know in the comments. Should a mechanic be responsible for a car part until the end of time? Let's dive in.
One more thing to say. If the vehicle was not running because of the fuel pump, which they gave the original diagnosis, if it's not running after they fix it, then
I'm trying to figure out how in a mile you figured that out.
Because it ran because when I brought it in, it was running. I drove it in there. When I brought it in.
No. What I'm trying to figure out is, let's say it was running. Let's say everything is as you say it is. When you leave their facility, how do you know the vehicle isn't running?
When we left the facility, it was running. I drove it.
You drove it away from there.
I drove it away.
Okay, so then how, folks?
But it was also running when
It was performing the same way when we brought it in there originally. It was performing.
It's just that what the problem was that it was stalling out, and it.
Okay, so how do I know in that mile that they had not cured the stalling out?
A fuel pump is supposed to work continuously. It's not only.
Ma'am, I understand a whole lot more about cars than you think I do.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you, I understand exactly how that fuel pump works.
Well,
So-
I'm trying to answer your question. I thought it was a question. No.
I asked you a question.
Okay. Well, can you repeat the question again?
How do I know that that vehicle wasn't stalling?
Because when we returned the vehicle for them to look at it again, as the note say, he gave us another diagnosis saying it's the fuel pump. That was because he didn't remember dealing with or fixing that vehicle that prior year or 13 months or whatever it was. This was his diagnosis that, oh, you guys need a fuel pump.
Because you came in there and gave him the same symptoms.
Well, no, we just said the car's not stop. That's it. Very vague.
And they did their diagnosis, and their diagnosis was that the fuel pump needed to be replaced.
Okay, but why is that their fault?
Because they were supposed to replace the fuel pump the first time.
This is the second time I'm talking. They were supposed to.
I'll get back to my other question.
Okay.
They go to O'Reilly's. They pick up a fuel pump. They put the fuel pump on, right?
Yeah.
Fuel pump doesn't work or doesn't do what it's supposed to do. How do you attribute that to them?
Because we rendered their services to fix the pump in the first.
But you then don't bring it back until 2 years later. There is no workplace anywhere that is going to give you a warranty on a part, particularly a 1999, that I'm talking putting a part on a 10-year-old vehicle that I'm going to warranty that part for over 2 years, because that's what you're asking them to do.
Well, to warranty the part, this place says that the original fuel pump was in that vehicle, that fuel pump was not replaced. That's what he wrote.
Okay, ma'am, I can hear, and I've heard you say that. That's not my point. My point is, if in June 9th, 2020, you're saying they didn't replace the part. Supposedly, it's then not discovered until 2 years later, well, more than 2 years later, that part hasn't been replaced. That's your position. Their position is we replaced the part. They're going to show